Welcome to and welcome back to HBCU, the show, the podcast. Good rising, good people. I'm one of your co-hosts, Bobby K here, my fellow co-host.
Ashamed to dream you already know what it is. And
Mm-hmm.
our honorary host, our editor, our MVP.
Wally not well, y'all. What's good? Let's get
There you
cracking.
go.
Yes, sir. So we have kind of a somber or a serious discussion that we need to have. And it is about how to handle rejection. And Wale, if you want to give a little back or a little reference on why we're talking about this a recent incident that happened, you go ahead.
Yeah, so I think it was yesterday, maybe earlier today, but two girls went to Brooklyn Bodega, and one was approached by some individuals, some males. I'm not going to call them men. I refuse.
Mm-hmm.
And they tried to make an advance towards her. She wasn't having it. She rejected him, and it ended up being something involving a knife. One twin got stabbed in the neck, one got stabbed in the arm, and one sadly passed away. And
But wait, both of them got stabbed?
yeah, but one passed away sadly enough.
Oh wow.
Um, can read up all about it. I'm not going to state names or anything, but this kind of inspired this conversation, like handling rejection, primarily as a man, because I'm not sure any woman who gets rejected like this would escalate to that manner, and it needs to be talked about the level of climate in the community of men. So
Well, I
yeah,
think I think first and foremost, like, well, rest first of all, rest in peace to
rest in
both.
peace.
Rest in peace to her. We don't know, I don't know her name, but like, you could look up rest in peace to her. I think men in general women in general don't experience like rejection when it comes to like dating or advances, I guess, so to speak, to the extent that guys do. So that alone is an unbalanced situation because women are always ones who are being chased. They're the ones that are always being sought after. So it's like a fear. It's such a semblance of fear in terms of like the idea of saying no to a man that you don't know, or it could even be someone that you do know. It could be someone that you're dating, that you've gone out with a few times, that you've been in a relationship with, and they want to do something, and even sexually or not sexually, and you tell them, no, which you have every right to do so. And for some reason, certain dudes, a lot of too many men don't seem to understand the fact that they are not owed a number. They're not owed some pussy. And what happens is, especially in certain environments, is guys get so used to being told yes or forcibly implicating women to say yes, to when they do get heard no, they don't know how to react to it. So then they become impulsive and reactive. And a dude that did that, and guys who do that type of shit, it's based off of insecurity. It's wholehearted insecurity. And I could go on, but I'm gonna let Hashim go ahead first.
No, I agree with you. I also think that's to escalate it to that level is crazy. Just take the L and just move on. Like it's not that serious. You're never gonna see him again. It's
You
not
know,
like you're in school and you're about to get roasted by the entire class. Even if you're in school, it ain't that serious. Just keep
regardless
it
on,
pushing.
yeah, I think regardless of the environment, it don't matter I mean, like, we've been in school before. Like Hashim, we went to middle school and high school together. I'm pretty sure there were points for both of us where we went and approached a girl for whatever reason, for whatever, and we were told, "Nah, I'm good. I'm not interested." And how did you react to that?
In high school?
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't. I was more focused on school, bro.
Oh my God.
But in real life, I was just like, all right, yeah, it's okay. I'm not gonna pass away. I'm not gonna be OD aggressive. You just take the L, move locations. Like don't stay in the vicinity of your L. Don't live
Stay
there.
in the vicinity of your L.
Yeah. because obviously your company is not wanted. Just move.
He
Everybody takes
said
L's, bro.
he
Why do you
said don't
think
Part of life.
marinate in your L.
why do you think people have
Facts.
why do you think people, especially men, have such a hard time taking L's? Like in terms of like not just with this, but like just in general. It feels like it's such a hard pill to swallow to just like lose or not gain something in a
I think
situation.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I'll let Wally go after, but I think you hit the nail on the head with the insecurity, as well as you being seen in public catching that L. And then you if you especially if you have to stay. The reason I use school is because you're gonna have to be there for like another 6 hours, and
And every day after, yeah.
everybody done seen it. Everybody's gonna talk, and then it's just like, yo, you see this guy just get dubbed. Like, what was he thinking? Look at him and then look at her. What's
Mhm,
happening? But I
mhm.
think I think it's mostly an insecurity thing, and then the embarrassment factor. And I also think that's what happened with that guy. It's more so he was embarrassed. He's like, nah, I'm not gonna take a L. And then some people aren't right in the mind, you know.
Mm. Wale.
It's a number of factors. I feel like not you don't have a fatherly figure or a figure who's a positive man figure to guide you in certain situations like that, as well as who you hanging out with. And also, I don't like doing this, but it's a matter of fact where we're in a state where we're really conditioned and it's amplified by social media for men that you cannot or should not lose really in certain spaces. Like if
That's
you
what I was
know
saying. Like,
if you can't
can't
pull
take L.
women, if you can't do this and that as a man, then well you lacking this, that, and the third, or you can't impress your friends. It's for a guy. It's like with women now, like they have to look, they try to strive for a certain look too, or something. For guys, it's how what we can gain. If you can't get this, especially in at a party or something, oh nah, you ain't got no swag. You ain't shit. Da da da. Oh, you ain't shit. You a little bro or something. Like it's a lot of ridicule and shame that comes with the fact that as a guy, I can't get what I set my mind to, and some people can't handle that shit.
Yeah. I think another, like, to piggyback a point, I think a really important point you said too is who you are around. I think a lot of times we don't realize, especially as a younger under 30 crowd and whatnot, the influence the people that we around affect in terms of our behavioral patterns. So, for example, right, that dude that did that shit, right, when he approached that girl and he was pressing up on her and he was trying to get her number or whatever, and she said no, which she had every right to, and he reacted to resorting to violence towards her. Please believe that was not an isolated incident. Please
Mm-hmm.
believe he's had that type of behavior before. A nigga like that has done that before, and not only has he done that before, but he's probably been enabled by the people around him to do that too. Like people want to talk a lot of times about what an individual does in these type of situations, which they should because they're the ones who are, you know, the most wrongful and the suspects in the case. But it's deeper than that. The people around you see your behavior. They see how you talk to women. They see how you approach them. They've seen you be told no. They've seen you be dubbed, like Hashim said, and they've seen your reaction to it. Maybe not directly towards them, towards the woman, but they've seen it behind closed doors. And they still allowed you to think that it was okay to be that reactive and emotional, and this is where the logic reverse emotion thing that we talked about before in the episodes comes into play. They allowed you to be emotional to the extent that they made you feel it was okay to react like that. So I think that kind of gets lost a lot in the shuffle is the people around you enabling that shit. Yeah.
Also, real quick, I noticed something. I actually want to bring this question up, and Bob, you can use this as a promotion kind of thing. But I've seen comments and posts where women will say, "Oh, why can't you just say no? Oh, don't give out your number. Why are you doing this, that, third?" And women will state how hard it is for them to reject men because they don't know what they're gonna do or say or how are they gonna react. You feel me? So I don't know how to ask that or get a insight on that, but if any of our women guests like wanna talk about it and put their 2 cents in, please, because there's something that needs to be brought up, and we got to figure out how to figure out a solution for y'all, because the one of the solution obviously is raise. We gotta raise these boys out here to be better men. That's the only real logical solution, to be really honest. But we need countermeasures right now. Um, and it's something's got to give right now.
I agree. Hashim.
Yeah, I don't blame him for be like, I just gave him my number just because I ain't want no problems. Which is obviously we've seen so many stories of like, oh, people getting aggressive, or if they say no, they can't handle rejection, right? So I don't blame nobody for
I think
preventing the
You
hassle.
see it in shows and movies too. Like name a Jason Statham movie, and a woman is being talked to by some guy. She rejects him, and he's like, "Honey, the lady says she doesn't want you," and then the whole fight
Just
breaks out just because
Mhm.
she said no. Which, by the way, pause. If a man tries to put hands on you after you reject them, another guy comes and wants to fight the dude, that would y'all how would y'all react to that? I'm actually I'm just curious. They just
I
kung
feel
fu
it.
their ass on the block, and then it's like, oh yeah, you have a nice day.
I'm
What would
like,
you do?
I feel like the girl should just be like, "Thank you," and keep it pushing.
Like what
No,
is
no,
she?
They get
Is he
out.
supposed to be?
I mean like,
Oh, like what is she
no,
supposed
no,
to do? Like,
That's what
no.
happens in movies, though.
I mean like,
but that shit not real.
would you allow that guy to get his ass whooped, or you'd be like, oh nah, chill, like relax.
Me as a
No,
person on the
no.
outsider.
If you're an outsider, sure, but I'm talking about from a woman's perspective.
If I'm the
Yeah.
woman, if I'm the
Why you gonna
woman,
stop?
right? If I'm
You
the
never
woman
know.
and
Yeah,
I'm
I
being
want to ask.
harassed, if I'm the woman and I'm being harassed by a man, and he's trying to physically bring me back to him, and another dude decides to protect me, which
Nah, not protect. Kung fu they ass, all right? I'm
okay,
saying kung
Uh,
fu.
cool. If they decide to get involved, yes, they are doing the right thing. But and I'm telling men this now, you are putting yourself at risk. So just understand, doing the right thing, being admirable, you know what I'm saying, protecting women is I'm all for that. Just understand, you need to know how to fight if you're going to do this, because
Yo, bruh.
it's not about
I'm
knowing
being
how to
honest.
fight.
I'm being
Mhm.
honest.
But Bobby, you can know how to fight. You could be a world champion, and they pull out a knife and you get stabbed like 10 times, or they pull out a gun.
Hey, listen,
So it's a risk either way.
but okay. So how about this? How about we do a scenario? So let's say this, right? Because we're talking about. Let's say there was eyewitnesses that saw this, right? Let's say
Yeah.
one of you guys, right? You're walking out, you know what I'm saying? You're going about your day. You see a woman talking to a guy, and it's an aggressive conversation, right? It's like very confrontational. The woman's trying to walk away from him, right? He grabs her. He says, "Come back here." He's not accepting. No, he's not accepting. I see why late. You see that, and you're across the street. Are you going across the street and confronting him about that? Are you saying something out loud? Are you getting somebody else? Like, what do you do in that situation to like protect her? Are you just walking, going about your day still? Like, what are you guys doing in that situation?
So give the situation one more time.
You didn't catch all of it?
No, no, I just want to get one more time.
Okay, so you're walking outside, you're going about your day. You see
Mhm.
a man and a woman, they're having a conversation on the other side of the street, back and forth, bah, 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 verbal confrontation, very aggressive. She's walking away from him because she is not trying to entertain him. He grabs her to bring her back. You see this. Are you going to continue walking? B, are you going to get someone else to try to confront them or notice it? Or C, are you going to go yourself to try to get in between them to make sure that he can maybe let go of her or not be aggressive towards her and she can be okay and out of, the situation, so to speak?
I would say it is sorry to the public. It is none of my business. I am not getting involved in that because listen, there's so
What?
many. No, listen, Bobby,
Listen,
Bobby,
hold on.
listen. there's so many abusive relationships where you get involved and they both jump you because it's like that's none of your business. What are you doing? Think you could come in our relationship and say blah blah blah. And two, I could just die.
Hashim, what if she's screaming help?
I'll call for help. I'll draw
What's
attention, but
help? What's help though?
I said I call for help.
I know what's help. Are you calling the police? Or are you calling like someone else that's like that's nearby? Like what's help?
Police, go in the store, be like, yo, something happened over there.
Honestly,
But
calling police and getting a mob together. I'll start banging on doors too, saying, "Yo,
yeah,
we need help."
but you gotta understand as a man going into that situation, just like you said earlier, there's he don't know you.
That's true.
He'll be like, "What the fuck is this dude attacking me for?" Right? Even though you're
But you're not
protecting her.
attacking him. You're
No,
just making sure that it's not
look,
escalating.
he is gonna see it as attacking him, and then he's gonna do so and so, and then she's gonna end up okay, probably, maybe. He's gonna end up okay, and then you're gonna be in a pool of blood, and the help is gonna be for you.
Or he could
So
also assume that because you helping is because you know her and y'all have a thing too. So
which
he
is
can,
even worse.
There
that's
are
But
there are a lot of variables to that situation. The best thing to do definitely is to call for help to get more numbers in the situation. Um, like in that case, like if it's the case where it's just verbally like yelling and shit, and it does escalate, yeah, I'm calling the police and I'm getting outside help. But if it's just honestly, if it's just yelling, that's the probably situation where I'm just gonna be like, oh, that is not my problem. It's really not because it could just be a verbal argument and nothing more. And me just asserting myself, not know the full story, it could turn into some shit. I don't know that.
yeah,
I don't know what that person got. Now, physical shit gets involved. Yeah, I need to call. I'm gonna monitor the situation and just make sure there's people in the if there's houses, I'm banging on doors. Like, yo, you got a situation out here,
mm-hmm.
and
I
cops
remember
obviously.
I remember one oh my bad. Quick story. I remember one time I was on the train. I don't remember if I was coming back from a concert or whatever. It was on the LIRR and like it was like a few years back. And there was this guy like on this with this bike or whatever. And he didn't look like he didn't seem like he was like 100% there. I'll
Yeah,
put it like that. And there was this lady who, seemed like she wasn't 100% there either. I don't think they knew each other at all. And he was just like bombarding her, like in terms of like just harassing her, so to speak. Like he kept just like, how someone's just very like provoking, like they're just like saying certain shit to aggravate her, and you could tell like she was very agitated, and she was just like, stop, that type of thing. And it was going on for like a couple minutes or so to the point where like I had to get up and be like, yo, you need to stop doing that. Like dead ass. Like this is getting ridiculous. And a couple people said something too, and he stopped. Now, looking back on it, especially based on what you guys said, especially Hashim, I did take a risk there, but I also felt as though
it needs to happen.
right. And I didn't see him as much of a danger. Maybe is a little arrogant, but I didn't see him as much of a danger to the point to where I felt like couldn't get involved to a sense. And I think he just needed to see somebody, especially a man, because sometimes men in those situations need to see another man step up to them, and then they're gonna bitch up. They only have that type of energy towards women. If you really notice it with dudes who do this type of
Yeah,
shit, who are abusive or who are harassers, they only do this shit with women. They don't do it when other men get involved. That's why I proposed the question: like, would y'all like put yourself out there like that? Because I feel like if a woman that you knew who was a homie of yours, your girlfriend, your mom, your sister, you would want someone to get involved, would you
mm-hmm.
not? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
yeah,
So that's what I'm saying. Like you got to think of it from that perspective too.
Yeah. I think it's a matter of like I think this is where the logic has to come in. Like you have to get all the resources at your disposal to really maximize your level of survival for the person you're helping and for yourself. I think that's what it really comes down to. Because if it is my mom, I'm not gonna lie, I will call the cops, but the gut reaction will be to literally just spring into action and just try to Superman punch him in the throat. Like I don't
And
care who you
also,
are.
honestly, I don't know if I would call the cops, to be honest with you.
Really?
I don't know if I would because I feel I have such a lack of distrust with them when it comes to de-escalating situations. And I've seen way too many times personally and through a lens how they can make a situation significantly worse. That it's something that could have been handled and they take it to a whole different degree. And the same way Hashim said, oh, you could get stabbed, they could come and shoot your ass down because they misunderstood the situation, or because they saw how you look and they decided, oh, he's being a threat. We gotta get him the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Hashim, what you about to say?
I completely forget, but I just know what I would do in that situation, which I would do is ignore everything and mind my own business and keep walking to where I'm going. Because think about it, you walking in New York City, you stopping every argument that's happening, which is like 10 times throughout that walk from Penn Station to
Of course not. No,
Port
no.
Authority.
Of course not. We're but you know, come on, let's be serious. You know about what situation we're talking about. We're not just talking about any random people or group of people having a disagreement. No, we're talking about a specific situation that seems like a domestic issue, so to speak.
But you don't know the situation though. That could be brother and sister talking. Granted, that doesn't make it any better.
That's what
But
I'm
that could be
saying.
brother and
Like,
sister talking. You don't know the situation regardless. It could be the best friends talking, they just had a bad argument and they're getting aggressive. So what are you supposed to do in that situation? What if you interrupt and they was like, nah, you wilding, like stay out
All
of the
right. So, but
business.
yeah. All right. How about this, Hashim? So, some reason you have someone in your friend group, right? And they're trying to highlight at one of the girlfriends that you know. Feel me? You don't know him
Mhm.
too. You just know that you're cool with him. He's in the friend group, whatever. Then you find out when he tries to make an advance, he gets rejected and he starts getting rowdy and shit, and probably tries to get a little handsy. What are you doing in that situation?
That's
is he
very
there?
different.
Is he
Yeah,
there?
he's there. I'm saying he's there. It's right there. It's
That's
happening. You
very
know.
different. You could interrupt that, yes.
Okay.
Because you actually know the person, you know that they obviously don't. If they're having that type of reaction to that person, then
Mm-hmm.
obviously they're not fucking with them. Sorry for the language. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
but obviously not because you know that person, right? So you have a better grasp of the situation that's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
But it could be a total stranger, and that's just how he or she flirts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't agree with Hashim.
Yes, Bobby, you will interrupt, and
No, I'm not.
good
No, no,
good for
that's not what I'm
you.
saying, bro.
I commend you 100%.
That's not what I'm
Just
saying, bro.
I just say
Time out.
be careful because there are some people that are not in the right mind.
I understand that, and I'm not saying I'm Mr. I don't want. I'm not gonna say that. Not for this episode. I'm not Superman. I'm not trying to be. I'm not expressing for someone to be Superman in that situation. I completely understand your perspective on why you're saying what you're saying. I think it's a case by case basis though. Like if you seeing somebody, if you're seeing a woman who is clearly being in distress, who's being verbally abused or physically like harassed and assaulted, like you can't just turn a blind eye to it at a certain point. You know what I'm saying? Like just because you don't necessarily know them. You
I
know
feel
what
like if it also depends how close you are because you said across the street.
I'm saying?
I'm not running through traffic to stop somebody. There's gotta be somebody closer. But if it's like, so if somebody's like, say you were on the train and then this guy started wailing on her, yeah, I would get involved.
Well, it don't got to be
But
traffic. It could be a clear path. It's just you're just literally across the street. Like it's not that many people outside. You're one of the only people that can see what's happening, and you're in the closest proximity.
where am I the only person that can see what's happening, bro? Where
Why
am
do
I?
you act as if you've never been in a
All
situation
right. All
and
right.
hey,
All right. All right. All right. got to the point. What next question or subject of this?
I would like to hear Bobby's perspective because he asked us like 4 questions, but didn't answer any of them.
I did answer the question.
What would no, you gave a situation what you would do or what you have done, but you didn't answer the question.
I would try to find the closest person to me that can also be witness to the situation. Low key, I might consider, depending on the situation, I might consider recording it just in case before I step in myself, just as a evidence of what happened. So then
Mm-hmm.
if I help the person, if I decide to help the person and they need to have proof for, in case they want to take it legally or whatever the case may be, I could have it available to me to if they want to take it to the police, so to speak.
Oh,
Um,
I
but I got.
I said I got another question, or I got a question.
Mhm.
What if you're in a different country and you see this happen?
Nigga, what?
If you're in
What
another
if you
country,
and seeing this happening
What do you mean if you're in a different country? What are you talking about?
if you're in another
as
country,
not in the United States?
if you were in Africa, Bobby,
And I see what happening. Oh, you mean if okay, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought he meant like if if someone's on live and I'm seeing them like get abused. It's like what? What am I supposed to do? So you're
oh, this
saying
is
if
a
I'm in
perfect clip.
a foreign place and there's a verbal disagreement that's looking like it's escalating between a man and a woman. What would
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's different though, because I'm in uncharted surroundings. I'm not in a place where I'm familiar with to know like what's happening, what if there's cameras, if there's people that's aid that's nearby. I don't know how the police work. I don't know how nothing works in that situation. So I probably just like record it and just try to find like the nearest like tourist attraction or like hotel or something that's nearby to alert someone else and see what they say that's like from there because I don't know what to do in that situation in another country that I've never been to be honest.
Yeah. Wale?
What about Wale?
Bro, I like. I'll try to contact authorities again, like Bobby said, get some kind of tourist or I don't know. Try to direct the attention to that, but I cannot. I cannot directly involve
But
myself in that.
also I wouldn't be out by myself though. I would have other people with me. So we would
Not
all be
not
with.
necessarily.
What you mean not necessarily?
Not necessarily. You could go be like, yo, I'm about to go get some food. Nobody else wanna get food. You
In
walking
Brother,
down
another
the
I
country?
am not going.
Yeah, you
Listen,
go to CVS? You never go
In
out to
another
CVS
country?
by yourself?
All
Hashim,
right.
let me tell you something.
Well, all right.
If
Hold on. Hold
we
on. Real
go,
quick, Bobby. Hold
yeah,
on. Maybe if like I have to be in freaking London to say, oh, I'll casually go to the store or
not
something.
even London. What the
But
hell? They be stabbing in London. What you talking about?
uh,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, I never go get some food by yourself in a different country. Like your group
uh,
is still at the hotel or wherever,
Brother,
and you're like,
unless let me tell you something. If we ever do a group trip, unless we are at a resort, I am not gonna just be meandering around by myself. It's
oh,
not
I'm
happening.
different then. I
Especially,
guess.
especially if
I didn't say that night though. It could be in during the day.
it could be during the day, bro. Shit happens during the day. You're not there. You telling me when you out of the country randomly you was just meandering around in Japan? That's what you're saying?
Went to Japan. I went to Japan. Everybody was sleeping. I went to explore and get some food.
And what
Yes,
time was this?
in the day.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Even if it's at night, it's not. Well, Japan's a different place where I'm not
like I said,
afraid
depends on
to.
the place. Like London,
Yeah,
Japan, I would think I'm more inclined to go out by myself.
I
Not
don't
too
agree with
far,
London.
but not like anywhere in if I was in Nigeria, I'm not going by myself.
yeah. That's I'm
Nah.
good.
Realistically though, these situations are more likely to happen at night because it's less likely for people to see.
It can
It's
happen
Hmm.
anytime. Just a dark alley or where there's not a lot of
it's
traffic going.
it's not it's not a dark alley if it's daytime. That's what I'm saying at night.
It
A
could be a
lot of
dark alley during the day.
brother, what I'm saying is nighttime is usually when it's more likely for certain shit to happen, and that's not by accident, especially if it's in another country. So you're more likely to see some shit at nighttime. And what I'm saying is, I would hope I would not be by myself and other people is with me to see this, and we all can collectively help the person out, so to speak.
Okay. Before we get back to the original topic, I'll just say, the guys in different countries don't pick when they get rejected at the time of day, so they could start acting up at any time of day. So
You are some assholes this episode.
I'm being dead ass though.
I'm okay. I'm sorry. So we're talking about solely rejection. We're going back to
Yeah,
solely rejection now.
this is starting from the reject. Yes,
Okay.
we did go to the fact of I was about to say jumping, like aggressive interaction happening, but I was talking about rejection, right?
Okay. Yes,
And
that
then
does
they get
happen in nature.
aggressive after that. I have the same answer just in case you guys were wondering.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Wale,
walking.
you didn't say what you would do.
He did.
I did.
Oh, you said you
He did.
contact the authorities? Okay.
Yeah, and then yeah, that's I'm a fish out of water in that kind of situation, bro.
Yeah.
For all I
I'm
know, it
just
could be a setup, but anyway.
I would like to. I'm genuinely curious to know, like, what would women do if they're seeing their homegirl in that type of situation? You know, because it's like they can't.
He'll take action.
But they can't physically forcibly like remove the person the same way a guy would. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I there was a situation that happened on TikTok a few months ago
mm,
where I think a guy was attacking a girl and her friend started to help, and then he beat her up and the friend left. Like the one that was originally getting attacked just dipped.
That's not your
bruh,
friend.
what?
That ain't your friend.
That's
If I'm
so
saying that
crazy.
story correctly.
Wait a minute. So
That's
the original homegirl she was getting like punched in the face, or like she was just getting like roughed
I
up
don't know
basically.
the extent, but she was maybe it was getting aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
and her friend jumped in to help, and then that friend just dipped the original one.
Just walked away, didn't do
Yeah,
nothing or say nothing.
yeah, but
Oh no,
that's also what could happen. I'm just
no.
giving many possibilities, right? That could happen though. Well, it
If
actually
I
did happen in real life.
if I was her, the second homegirl, and I ever seen that first one again, on site, on site. You watch me get my ass whooped over you and then do shit after I put literally my body at harm for your ass, and you gonna dip on site. On
But
site. That's so
I
crazy.
say that to say, I think if it was a girl like their friend getting attacked, I think it's the same situation where if we knew somebody, we'll definitely interject. Like we'll try to stop it the best we can. Doesn't matter if it's a 300 pound, 6'8" guy. It's you still gotta try your best. You could bite his ankles. You could do something to stop him so you guys could get away.
By his ankles.
You could do anything to stop them, interrupt them. That's the whole point of the bite ankles. You could bite.
I would honestly suggest if you have to get physically involved because it's to that extent, I would suggest like kicking them in the shin.
You give them the balls.
guys,
If you
guys, eyes, throat, knees, balls, striking points.
But that's why I said the shin. The shin is easy to kick, and
I'm
it's
just giving multiple. I'm giving multiple options. Main multiple
I feel
options
you.
for guys. You need to tone down the ego and understand you can't win it all. All right, and no one is entitled. No, you're not entitled to no one's time, no presence, whatever the case is. All right, you are not God. You're nothing close to that. You're just a regular human being like everyone else, with who goes on through this journey called life with your wins and losses. That's it.
It's
And
too
now, the guy who did that to that girl, I hope there's a special place in jail for you. I pray your ass get caught. And think about how much of a bitch you are to stab up a girl because you got rejected?
There's too many dudes out here that is trying to have this persona of being like Mr. Bitches to the point to where they have no semblance of humanity towards the woman that they're trying to approach. Like, imagine you went out of your way and took your time to try to approach this girl because you thought she was attractive, or you thought you could get her number, or you thought you could have sex with her, or you thought you could take her on a date. Did all this energy to do this, approached her. She said no. She wasn't interested. She had a guy. She wasn't attracted to you, whatever her reasoning, it didn't matter. And then you got so bitch made and out of your pocket that you decide, I gotta stab her. I gotta end her life. What's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with y'all? Is it really to that extent to where how desperate are you is the real question to the fact that you even need to do that? Because real dudes who get rejected, we don't sweat it off because you know why? Because it's another opportunity for another person. That person wasn't for you, bruh. Why do niggas feel? Why do dudes feel like they have to get every person they go and talk to? That's not realistic. That's never realistic. I don't care what no dude tells you. Every dude, any dude that you see that has had women, who had girlfriends, I promise you, there's been multiple women that's rejected them, and that is okay. Sit your ass down somewhere and stop the bullshit.
Hashim?
Um, for guys, uh, work on your confidence, man. It shouldn't hurt you that bad to get rejected. Take it as a learning opportunity and don't be aggressive. Um, what Wale said, eyes, throat, balls. That's where you got attacked if you're under attack. And if you're a bystander, call for help. Be a better person.
Mm-hmm.
Don't anticipate somebody else is gonna call for help just because they see the same thing that you're seeing. There's a theory about that.
Or be like Hashim and just, you know what I mean, head to the next stop on the train.
I am always minding my business, especially in New York. Thank
I
you very much.
think
I
I'm
mean, you a
just,
Florida nigga now, but
it's just a matter. I just like, I wonder what, yeah, we would like to have a guest, a female guest, give
please.
their 2 cents on the situation. I will say though right now, because I'm always on this fence, don't be. It's unfortunate. I get it. Don't be generalizing. I swear, I've seen the comments already. Don't be generalizing, bro. Please do not, because we're gonna have an argument for days if I catch a whiff of that. I'm sorry, because I don't know. Speaking from personal experience, like with I trust my circle of guys who I know and my father too. It's not all guys. It's just because we can literally play the generalization game for anybody, and it's not gonna be productive. I'm just saying
Exactly.
that's all I'm gonna say on that sense. But yes, we need like ladies, please offer your 2 cents. We want like what how you feel and as a on your day to day. If a guy approaches you, like how do you feel apprehensive? Blah blah blah. Like what is in your mind? What is your fears? How can we help you? How can the real men help you and better understand these circumstances that we most likely underestimate on a day to day? Because we always go on about guys have deal rejection every day, blah blah blah, but no one takes a step back and say, damn, how do the women feel when they start saying, nah, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that should always get lost in the shuffle. Please, ladies, let us know if you want to comment or if you want to DM us personally, individually on our socials or on the podcast page. Our Instagram is HBCU3. If you've had this experience, even if you want to let us know, we won't share your story or whatever. Just let us know. But if you want to do a follow-up episode with us, like Wale said, please contact us, hit us up on our IG, and we will do a follow-up and we can have a more in-depth discussion from your perspective. But I think that's everything we have to say. Again, rest in peace to the girl, to the young lady. I don't know her name. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Congrats on us with 100 subs. You know what I'm saying? Like, clap. Please follow us on Instagram, HBCU3. All our individual social are there. TikTok, the HBCU podcast. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Be safe, and we out of here.